All righty. Good afternoon, everybody. So great to be back with you. Some of you may have been with us live yesterday, and thank you for being there yesterday, and thank you for everyone who's showing up today. I see folks from around the world. 2 a.m. for You Are Your Intentions. Where is that? Oh, New Zealand, Germany, the UK, Quebec, San Francisco, just down the road from me, Hungary. Awesome, awesome. It's always so great to be able to connect with folks all around the world like this. And oops, my screen went blank for a moment. Alex, sorry to hear about your headache, sending you healing thoughts. And Bangladesh, Kansas, Vermont, Slovakia, Petaluma, Phoenix, probably nice and cool there, right? India, Mexico, Italy, ciao. Washington, Sue, yeah, just up the street from me, more or less. West Virginia. Awesome. It is always so cool to be able to do this where we get to connect with folks around the world. So we did this yesterday, did some tapping into hope, and Egypt. Wow, cool. I have no idea, this is always created by the group, even though I can't see you or hear you. I feel you, and of course can get the comments. So we will be collectively creating this. There may be a lot of similarities to yesterday's session on tapping into hope, and it may be completely different. That's one of the cool things about this work. So even if you were with me yesterday, it may be a completely different experience. And in so many ways, it will be different anyway, because where you're at today will be different than where you were at yesterday. If you were not on the call yesterday or haven't already seen the replay, I hope you'll do so at some point. I think we did some powerful stuff yesterday, and let's do that again today. So as always, in my sessions, please close your eyes, take a deep breath in and hold it, and let it go. Now, just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed, go ahead and just feel your feet on the floor or whatever part of you is connected to something. Allow yourself to feel that connection. Allow yourself to feel centered and grounded. Allowing yourself to be right here, right now, as present as possible, so as to receive maximum benefit from this hour. Just following your breath through your body, just allow yourself to be aware of what's going on in there. Notice what you're feeling physically and what you're feeling emotionally. And as you're noticing what's going on in there, just allow yourself to be aware of how much hope you might be feeling on a scale of 0 to 10. And this may be hope about your personal life, things going on for you immediately. This may be hope for the planet, hope for humanity, hope for your favorite team. It's okay, whatever you might want to focus on right now, because everything is energy. We're all connected. So even if you're just hopeful about some very personal situation or some personal project, it still connects to the whole. And as we cultivate that sense of hope, as we up level our hopefulness, our optimism, that has a difference, that makes a difference for all of us collectively. So just allowing yourself to be aware of what you want to focus on. Again, noticing on a scale of 0 to 10 how hopeful you might feel. And to the extent that it might not be a 10, and allow yourself to just be curious rather than judgmental. Just allow yourself to be aware of what thoughts, beliefs, or memories might come up as to why you couldn't or shouldn't feel more hopeful. And even if you're feeling downright hopeless, allow yourself to notice what you feel in your body. And again, notice what thoughts, beliefs, or memories come up as to why you should feel that, why that's the appropriate response. Allowing yourself to get curious about why you might be afraid to feel more hopeful. Just whatever resistance might be there to experiencing a greater sense of hope, just allow yourself to be aware of what that is. Notice on a scale of 0 to 10, how strong that might be, how strong the resistance to feeling more hope might be. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Let's get tapping here. I'll check comments later, but for now, tapping rather than typing. Even though I'm not entirely hopeful, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I may not be entirely hopeful, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I may not be entirely hopeful, maybe about something in my own life, maybe about the world at large, or maybe about things somewhere in between. The part of me might be saying, it doesn't look so good. And even though I may not feel entirely hopeful, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who might be involved. All this resistance to feeling more hope, all this difficulty feeling more hope. Part of me says, I can't feel more hope. With things as they are, either in my life or in the world at large, it might seem crazy to feel more hope. All these reasons why I couldn't or shouldn't feel more hope. Maybe part of it is a fear of disappointment. Maybe throughout my life, people have given me the old phrase, don't get your hopes up. Because if you get your hopes up, you might be disappointed. So over time, I've learned to limit my sense of hope. Not because I'm bad or stupid, but because it feels safer. If I'm not too hopeful, I'm less likely to be disappointed. At least that's what I was taught. I choose to be open to the possibility that that was really unfortunate programming. When I get my hopes up and take action on things, there is the possibility of disappointment. But if I don't get my hopes up, I'm far less likely to take action. And then I guarantee disappointment. I keep trading the risk of disappointment for the guarantee of disappointment. Again, not because I'm bad or stupid, but because that's what well-meaning people taught me to do. And I choose to clear that. I choose to get my hopes up so that I feel more motivated to take action. And if things don't work out exactly as I wanted them to, and I feel some disappointment, Brad's got a video for that. I can process my disappointment. I'm tired of guaranteeing disappointment and never getting what I really want because I don't allow myself to get my hopes up. I'm giving myself permission to feel more hopeful. Clearing the fears of feeling more hopeful. Because there's hope inside of me. It's what keeps me going. As they say, hope springs eternal. But I might have it really covered up. I'm clearing the fears that get in the way. Clearing the doubts that get in the way. Clearing all the upsets from the past. All the disappointment from the past. When things didn't work out. And part of me might have said, see, you shouldn't have been so hopeful. This idea that hope is what has gotten me into trouble. I could also look back through my life and see where hope has led me to some really good things. I choose to feel more hope. And I'm allowing myself to get more and more clear about why I might resist that. These reasons why I might stop myself from being hopeful. Getting more and more clarity about that so that I can move forward in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath and close your eyes. Go inside and check in with yourself in terms of where that level of hope might be, or where the level of resistance to hope might be. Rating those again on a scale of 0 to 10. And hopefully some things are moving around. Hopefully you're feeling, hopefully you're feeling more hopeful. And, but also allow yourself to be aware of what other thoughts or feelings might be coming up. It may be certain memories, certain thoughts, ideas. It may just be certain things that you're feeling in your body that might be a little bit different. So let me know in the chat what's going on for folks. Let's see. What thoughts or ideas might come up as to why you might not allow yourself to be as hopeful? What in particular you might want to be more hopeful about, but aren't? I have a low level of hope of ever feeling in peace in my home. Every time I've moved, I've ended up with one obnoxious neighbor. I think you had written about that yesterday, Infinitely Magical. Yeah. So here's a question. Given that we create our reality, and that's not to blame ourselves for really crappy things that have happened, but to look at where we can take responsibility, and why might we manifest obnoxious neighbors? Many people have certainly in older videos of mine heard the dog barking. My neighbor's dog. It's like I did a lot tapping on why am I manifesting this? And their dog is much more quiet now. So apparently I've cleared some stuff. So, looking at that, I have hope plus negative expectations when I need hope, plus positive expectations. Worried that other people's actions are the problem. Fear that I'll never recover. You have to be the perfect role model. Well, Kimberly, I do expect that of you. Get me from being. The body will be able to heal. Okay, so we've got some ideas here. Everybody go ahead and close your eyes, take a deep breath. Cover up the chat again. So we'll be tapping, not typing, but and I'll check in again on comments later. But for now, go ahead and close your eyes and go inside. And just feeling how your body responds, because the response to this might come up physically even before it comes up in any words or thoughts. Say, I can't feel more hopeful because ... Just let that rattle around inside. Noticing what you feel physically, notice what you feel emotionally, and then notice what ideas come up. Notice what past events show up. What part of you says, well, let's roll the tape. Remember this incident, remember this incident. This is why we can't feel hopeful, because these bad things have happened. And just notice how much discomfort you feel as you notice what you feel physically or emotionally. Notice what thoughts are coming up. All this evidence that you couldn't or shouldn't be hopeful. All this evidence that you should expect the worst. Notice on a scale of 0 to 10 how strong that is, where in your body it might be. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. Even though I have good reason not to be more hopeful, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though I have good reason not to be more hopeful, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though I have all kinds of good reasons not to feel more hopeful, because some awful things have happened in my life. There may be awful things going on right now. And I've learned that I should expect the worst. And it would be foolish to feel hopeful. And even though I have reasons to limit my hope, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else involved. Because I choose to feel that free. All this evidence that I shouldn't feel hopeful. All these bad things that have happened. All this fear of bad things happening again. All this fear that being hopeful would make that happen. All this fear that if I were more hopeful, I'd walk right back into trouble. Because I've been in trouble before. All these terrible things that have happened to me. And even though I got through them, the proof being that I'm still here, part of me insists on hanging on to the fear. Part of me insists on hanging on to the pain. Not because of any failing on my part, but because I've been somehow convinced that this will keep me safer. If I put my hand on a hot stove as a child, part of me might say, that was really painful. Let's make sure that never happens again. And some part of me might say, the best way to make sure it never happens again is to never let my hand heal. if I continue to feel pain in my hand, I won't forget to not touch the stove. And I might be afraid that if my hand heals, I'll go and put my hand on the stove again. Part of me wouldn't do that with the stove in my hand. But maybe that's what I'm doing with other parts of me. Maybe there are parts of me resisting healing. For fear that I'll forget. And I'll put myself in a bad situation again. And I choose to love and appreciate any parts of me that might be doing that. I love and appreciate myself for trying to protect myself. All this need to limit hope for fear that I'll get myself into trouble. And all this need to hang on to pain to remind me. The only way I see red flags is if I'm feeling pain. The only way I'll pay attention is if I'm afraid. I can't afford the luxury of hope because of these painful things that have happened to me. And I'm processing all of this. Processing the fear. Processing the pain. Processing any shame. Allowing myself to work through all of these feelings. Honoring all of my feelings. I'm not wrong or bad or stupid for feeling anything. But I am giving myself permission to look at where I might allow myself to heal. Where it might be safe to heal. Where it might be safe to hope. Including feeling hopeful about healing. And maybe I look at how far I've come. Or how far I haven't come. And it feels really hard to be hopeful. But I still have hope. Because if I didn't, I would not be here tapping on my face right now. The fact that I'm here tapping right now is evidence that I definitely still have hope. I'm just allowing that hope to grow. And I'm clearing the reasons why I couldn't or shouldn't. All these reasons why I couldn't or shouldn't feel more hope. All these reasons why I couldn't or shouldn't heal the past. My programming might tell me it's not possible to heal. It's not prudent to heal. And I'm processing those thoughts. I'm worthy and deserving of greater peace. I'm worthy and deserving of greater joy. And I'm allowing myself to feel hopeful about that in body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes, go inside, check in with what might be going on in there, where things might be shifting. And share in the chat what's going on for you. And you'll see I'm going to be tapping throughout the hour, and I encourage you to go ahead and tap through the hour. You've set aside this hour to tap. So why not tap the entire time? No control over a narcissistic husband. But there are things you do have control over. And it's allowing yourself to look at, I'm hopeful that there's a situation out there that works, and it may not include that person. And, you know, there are sometimes it means that we have to make some really, really tough choices, either about, you know, demanding changes or making the changes that we can make. Feeling that disappointment. Thank you, Pearl the cat. Good, good, good. Okay. Some shifting going on here. Good. I've gone from rock bottom and hope to amazing vistas, and you can do it again. Absolutely. Absolutely. Change some words and hopeful to manifest health and abundance. Thanks, Cecilia. As I mentioned yesterday, I do these 5-day challenges twice a year. The next one will be the end of next month, so just a little over a month from now, and the theme is going to be tapping into manifestation. So I definitely hope you'll join me for that. So make sure you're on my newsletter list, at tapwithbrad.com. Just join that. It's a free newsletter, and then you'll make sure you don't miss out on that. Okay, Linda, I hear you definitely. And I'm not here to minimize anybody's situation. I'm just here to say that even at 71, you're still worthy and deserving of an awesome life. And you have it within you to create that in some way, or to at least make it better in some way. Better is always possible. Perfect, maybe a bridge too far, but better is always possible. Being attacked for being hopeful. Yeah. Thank you, Vlad. Okay. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Let's just try it with this wording. Say, So just with your eyes closed, feeling what goes on inside, just allowing yourself to follow your breath through your body, getting in touch with how you're feeling. And notice how your body responds as you say, it's dangerous to feel hopeful. And you may just be aware of physical sensations. You may be aware of emotions. You may be aware of memories, times when you were attacked for being hopeful, times when you were hopeful and people disappointed you. And again, noticing on a scale of 0 to 10 how much hope you might be feeling, not judging yourself if the number is lower than you'd like it to be, just getting a baseline, and recognizing that it may be lower because it doesn't feel safe to feel more hopeful. Just acknowledging that with compassion for yourself, those parts of you that are doing what they can to protect you. Take a deep breath, open your eyes. Even though it doesn't feel safe to feel more hope, I choose to love and accept myself. Even though it doesn't feel safe to feel more hope, I choose to love and honor myself. Even though it doesn't feel safe to feel more hope, because there were times in the past where I might have felt a glimmer of hope, and then I got pain, and my hope was crushed. And I'm not going to get fooled again. And even though it doesn't feel safe to feel more hope, I choose to deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else who might be involved. Because I choose to feel that free. All this fear of feeling more hopeful. All this fear of feeling more hopeful. It is not safe to feel hopeful. I may have all kinds of evidence that tells me being hopeful is a fool's game. Hope leads to pain. Parts of me might be convinced that I would be much better off if I had had less hope in the past. That's not exactly how it works. But I've been through some tough times. And I got confused. And I may have been convinced that hope was the problem. Maybe I'm in a difficult relationship with a spouse or a neighbor or a boss. Somebody who's hurting me. Somebody who's disappointing me. I really hoped for better from them. I hoped that the people in my life would be better. They would treat me with more love and respect. but they've disappointed me and they've hurt me. And part of me wants to blame hope. Although it begs the question, if I had abandoned hope sooner, would that have made them better people? Or healthier people? Because their perceived bad behavior comes from pain inside of them. I couldn't have helped them heal by limiting my hope. And maybe part of me says, I would have left sooner without hope. It's because of hopefulness that I stayed so long. So part of me says it's not safe to feel hope. And I'm processing this. There may be all kinds of things going on that have led to those past situations and my current painful circumstances. But it's not hope's fault. I might have felt hope, but also had resistance to taking action. Faith without works is dead. So I might have had faith and hope, but I also had fear that stopped me from making changes. Not having faith and hope wouldn't have helped the situation. It's not that I need to avoid hope. I just need to clear my resistance to taking action. And maybe I could be open to the possibility that part of me doubts that I deserve better. Maybe I haven't changed some situations because I have programming that has convinced me that I don't deserve any better, that I'm not worthy of better. It's not safe to have better. And if it's not safe for me to have better things, if it's not safe for me to be in better circumstances, since I don't deserve those, then hope is problematic. Hope might inspire me to make changes that I'm convinced I don't deserve. Time to clear up that crap. I'm allowing myself to remember that I am a magnificent child of the universe, worthy and deserving of the best this world has to offer, worthy and deserving of love and respect, There is nothing that is too good for me. And having hope that it's possible can help to motivate me to make changes. There may be some circumstances I can't change. And God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. But also grant me the hope and courage to change the things I can. There is nothing that is too good for me. I'm allowing myself to feel more hope that things can get better, that I deserve better. Allowing myself to feel more hopeful that things can get better in my life, that things can get better in the world. There are all kinds of things going on in this world, and all kinds of people causing problems. And since I can't control other people's behavior, part of me says that the only sane thing to do is abandon hope. I can't change everything, but there's a lot that I can change. And if I allow myself enough hope to make the changes that I can make, I choose to feel hopeful that that will inspire others. And if everybody were making the changes they could make, I could reasonably feel a lot more hopeful for this planet. And part of me says, I need to wait for other people to be more hopeful. I need to wait for other people to make those changes. My life can't be better until other people change. And I don't say that because I'm bad or stupid, but because I've been taught to do so. I've been taught to see myself at the mercy of others. And I choose to shift that programming. People can definitely be difficult, but they don't have complete control over me. And I choose to feel hopeful that I can make things better. And I'm clearing the fear that stops me. All this stuff that stops me from being hopeful. And actually, we're going to tap each point a little bit longer. So tapping these points. So stay on each point until I tell you to move on. Just tapping the eyebrow. I'm now releasing all of the sadness and trauma in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all of these blocks to feeling more hopeful. Side of the eye. I'm now releasing all of the anger and resentment in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all of these blocks to feeling more hope. Under the eye, I'm now releasing all of the fears and doubts in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all of these blocks to feeling more hope. Under the nose, I'm now releasing all of the embarrassment and humiliation in all of the roots and the deepest cause of all of these blocks to feeling more hopeful. Out of the mouth, I'm now releasing all of the shame and guilt in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any blocks to feeling more hopeful. Collarbone, I'm now releasing all the remaining fears in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any blocks to feeling more hopeful. Under the arm, I'm now releasing all the low self-esteem in all of the roots and the deepest cause of any blocks to feeling more hopeful. Allowing myself to process all that stuff. Allowing myself to honor whatever feelings I have. I'm not labeling my feelings as bad and trying to push them away. I'm just giving myself permission to get curious about them and see where there might be misunderstandings. And where the pain might not be necessary. And where hope might be more possible. I'm fanning that flame of hope. Giving myself permission to feel much more hopeful. In body, mind, and spirit. Take a deep breath. Let it go. Close your eyes, go inside and just feel what's going on in there. And, maybe checking in with any sense of feeling more hopeful. Hopefully that number has come up, rating your level of hope on a scale of 0 to 10. Hopefully that number has come up. And again, to whatever extent that it might not be at a 10 yet, just honor yourself for where you're at and allow yourself to see what might be going on and what other thoughts or ideas might be there as to why you couldn't or shouldn't feel more hope, and allow yourself to continue doing tapping on those, continuing to process those, continuing to see what might be possible and where you might have misunderstandings, allowing yourself more and more freedom. And just keep your eyes closed for right now, because we're gonna I'll check in with comments in a minute, but for right now, because we're just about the top of the hour and we will go over the hour. If you have some place you need to go, then you can come back and check out the guided imagery at the on the replay, because we're going to go into a guided imagery right now. But if you can hang out for a few more moments, just keep your eyes closed. Allow yourself to get comfortable. Take a deep breath in and hold it. and let it go. Another deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. A third deep breath in and hold it. And let it go. Now just breathing comfortably with your eyes closed. Breathing comfortably, and just imagine that with each breath you take in, you breathe in relaxation and positive energy. Go ahead and imagine a healing light of whatever color you like surrounding your body, so that with each breath you take in, your lungs comfortably draw in that healing light, allowing it to flow through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. Imagine a healing shower flowing down, crystal clear water that's a perfect temperature as it flows over the top of your head, soothing and relaxing your scalp, washing away fear, doubt, anxiety, washing away anger, sadness, guilt, shame, washing away pain, frustration, disappointment, embarrassment. Washing these away to reveal the light that you truly are, this unique expression of divine light and love, allowing more and more of that light to be revealed as that healing shower flows over your forehead, relaxing the muscles in your face, flowing down over the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, washing away tension, leaving your shoulders calm, comfortable, and relaxed. That healing shower flowing down your arms, all the way down over your fingertips, down over your chest and your stomach, soothing and relaxing, healing and cleansing, and allowing yourself to remain comfortably in whatever position you choose. Allow that healing shower to flow down over your upper and lower back. And as your torso relaxes, your internal organs comfortably do whatever they need to do to achieve and maintain your optimal level of health and well-being in body, mind, and spirit. As that healing shower continues down over your body, down over your hips and your thighs, over your knees, down your lower legs, through your ankles, into your feet. And finally, that relaxation flows over your toes as you allow yourself to relax twice as much, going at least twice as deep with each number as I count backwards: 5, drifting down to 4, floating down to 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. Deeper, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. Remembering again that each and every time you hear me say the words deep sleep, with your permission and only with your permission, you allow yourself to return to this depth, or even deeper, 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 quickly, soundly, deeply. And the physical body relaxes. And with that relaxation comes a wonderful sense of calm well-being of body and mind. Deeper, deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 is deep sleep. And in this calm, comfortable state of mind and body, go ahead and imagine yourself in some really beautiful place. Some place where you allow yourself to be present to the beauty, the magnificence, the abundance of creation. Allowing yourself to remember that this beauty, this magnificence, this abundance is here for you as much as anyone else. Imagine that it's nighttime and you're outside looking up and just seeing all the stars, just taking in that view of the stars and recognizing that it doesn't matter who else might be there with you. You get to see as many stars as they do. There's all kinds of evidence that as far as the universe is concerned, You are just as worthy and deserving of great things as anybody else. And wherever you might find yourself standing in this beautiful place, looking up at the stars, maybe it's at the beach, looking out towards the west over the ocean, but it could be anywhere, some place where you can see that it's starting to get light. And just notice that there's that part of you that expects the sun to rise. Allowing yourself to recognize that there are parts of you that definitely stand in a place of positive expectation. Notice your breath. Notice that you continue to breathe. You keep inhaling with a positive expectation that there will be oxygen. There is all kinds of evidence that you have a lot of hope, a lot of optimism, a lot of positive expectation. And with each breath you take in, allowing that optimism to expand, allowing yourself to feel more hopeful in every fiber of your being with each breath you take in. And there are parts of you that know that there are all kinds of situations that can improve. Knowing that there are things you can do to improve situations. And you have what it takes to do what it takes. Allowing yourself to be more hopeful about that. And also feeling hopeful that if it doesn't turn out exactly as you want, that you will be able to handle that. And you have very good reason to hold hope about that because you have handled everything that has ever happened in your life. Maybe not always as gracefully as you would have liked, but you have handled everything that has happened, the proof being that you're still here. So allowing yourself to recognize that you already have hope that you can handle whatever shows up. And as you allow yourself to expand a feeling of hope, you're much more likely to create better circumstances. The more hopeful you are, the more beautiful your vision of the future, the more motivation you'll feel, the more energy you have to create that. And it also allows you to feel stronger so that you have greater resilience to handle what doesn't go as perfectly as you'd like it to be. You can handle being more hopeful. Allow yourself to feel that in every fiber of your being. Allow yourself to say that. As you said, in this beautiful place, again, taking in the beauty, the magnificence, the abundance of creation, which is here for you, I want you to notice a full-length mirror and look in that mirror and see the most hopeful version of yourself. Seeing that version of yourself that does have positive expectation, that version of yourself that does what it takes to help things get better and better in whatever large or small ways you can. Saying to yourself, things can get better, and I'm going to do what I can to help that happen. And allow that to feel really good, allowing yourself to feel confidence growing in every fiber of your being. Allowing yourself to feel that it is safe for you to have hope because you're much more likely to create better outcomes and you have what it takes to handle what shows up. So it really is safe to feel hope. So allowing that hope to expand in every fiber of your being as we go even deeper now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. and 0 is deep sleep. In a moment, I'll count you back out from 0 up to 5. 5 will be wide awake, alert, focused, and energetic, feeling much better than before, feeling a greater sense of confidence in yourself, feeling a greater sense of hope, a greater sense of positive expectation, and feeling confident that you can handle what shows up. Tonight, when you choose to go to sleep, don't be surprised when you fall asleep quickly, soundly, deeply, and sleep very well through the night. During the night, you'll dream. The more you dream, the stronger you become. I'm going to ask your unconscious mind to allow at least one of your dreams to be a very healing dream. Continuing this healing process in body, mind, and spirit so that in the morning, at the time you've chosen to wake up, you wake up easily, feeling refreshed, energetic, and ready to start the day again, powerfully moving forward into that ever more joyful experience of an ever greater abundance of health, wealth, happiness, and love, which are your birthright and which benefit others. And now I go back down to 0, which is always deep sleep, allowing your mind, body, and spirit to digest all these positive thoughts and images, taking them in at a very deep level so that these positive changes occur easily, effortlessly, and naturally. Coming up to 1, feeling physically relaxed. 2, feeling emotionally calm and confident. 3, health and well-being, enthusiasm, love, joy, and gratitude flowing through every muscle, nerve, fiber, tissue, cell, and atom of your body. 4, becoming more and more alert and aware of your surroundings. And 5 is eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes open, wide awake. And welcome back. And thank you so much for joining me for this presentation. I hope you feel more hopeful. I hope you're feeling more peace. As I said, that's what my wristband says, cultivate peace. It's my marching orders. And I hope that I've done some of that today and yesterday. If you found this helpful, please share this video with others. You know, the more of us feeling hope, the more we up level the level of hope in the world, the more we raise our vibration, the more we raise the vibration of the planet, and things get better for everyone and everything. Everything's energy. We're all connected. Thank you so much for doing your part by being here and tapping. You are making a difference. You have made a positive difference in the world today. So thank you very much for doing that. Love you guys. Thank you for being here and doing what you do. And I look forward to the next time I can tap with you. You know, if you haven't already, check out, I have a free 5-day program called Tap Into Your Best Self. And check that out. That's tapwithbrad.com/best-self. And hope that'll help you feel better about yourself and up level your levels of hope and personal agency so that you can create a better life for yourself and others. Because as you allow yourself to make things better, that naturally makes things better for others as well. So thank you for doing that. I hope you'll join me for the 5-day Tap Into Manifestation Challenge next month. And yeah,